Yeah. Shall I start with my
Oh,
intro?
are we going to do? Yeah, let's do your intro.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me get comfortable for this.
Okay.
I got
Settle in.
comfortable.
If you listen to last
Yeah.
week's episode, you'll know that Jake thinks this 2 sentences are so long that it
Paragraphs.
might, 2 paragraphs, if he calls them that, are so long that we'll lose the listeners. And now I've lost all confidence in it as well.
No.
Like
Go on,
dog
Frank.
shit.
Bore people to death.
All right then. Whoa, welcome to. I said whoa to
It's
try and
hard, isn't it? Isn't it
yeah,
hard?
it's so hard. The UK's going through it at the moment. We all know that. But instead of the doom and gloom, we want to bring a bit of pride and joy back into our sad little lives. So each week here at City Beef, we'll go head to head with a different city. Said city twice. Don't like that. From the weird and wonderful to the famous to the freaky deaky, we'll uncover the quirks, charms, and stories that make each town and city in this wonderfully strange little backwards isle we call Great Britain worth celebrating. And this week we've got Glasgow for me, and what for you? So long.
I told you.
But what have you got? I've got Glasgow. You're Luigi.
I got Belfast.
Ooh.
Is it racist to do an Irish accent?
No, I don't think so. But it's probably the
Okie dokie then.
no. Well,
What about if I do a little daft one?
That's racist because that's Southern Irish. Northern Irish
Oh.
is Belfast, hey, nay, and it's a bit more nasally. And there's a bit of beef, but if we're talking city beefs, Northern Ireland and Ireland have quite a lot of the old city beef, and that would really upset them. Yeah, so Northern Ireland, nasally and Titanic. Southern Ireland, a bit more leprechaun-y and Guinness. That's probably the most offensive way I could mention.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for coming to my rescue.
Yeah.
I was just going to be just do the racist leprechaun accents and then carry on.
Nay.
Hello there, it's Belfast.
Belfast here. So yes, should we start off? You went first last time, so shall I go first this time with my?
Please do. Is yours interesting?
Yes. I always start
Good,
strong.
because mine is not. Stick around, folks.
Can we just
Belfast, you boring city?
Have you got any reference to a statue in any of your points today? Because every other week.
Oh my god, no, I haven't.
Oh, and last week you did really well. You did really well last week with interesting facts about Liverpool. I mean, you did spoil it at the end by talking about air conditioning, but minding that.
Well, you spoke about Billy Piper for about 30 seconds, longer than he should have done.
Stand by, it's one of Britain's best. But anyway, we're moving on from that. It was a tragic defeat for myself. But we're starting off with Glasgow, and I'm doing Legends and Myths, and I won't give you the title I wrote for this because it's a bit of a spoiler, but I'll come back to it later on. But we go back to the 1950s in a place called the Gorbals, which is quite a fun little name, Gorbals area of Glasgow, and it was currently being terrorised. Some stories were going around that the Gorbals had a bunch of, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Gobals, Gorbals.
Gorbals.
Goebbels is the guy from Hitler's
World War
party. Yeah, so I don't think it's Goebbels. I'll go with Gorbals, and any Scots can pick me up on it. But some stories were going around that there was a bunch of young laddies and lasses who were going. Oh, probably shouldn't say that because it's quite a sad story, so I won't call them young laddies and lasses. But there was a bunch of young children going missing around this area in the Gorbals. And the story takes a bit of a left turn when people believe the culprit wasn't a nonce or a terrible man, but instead a 7-foot ghostly vampire with iron teeth, and he'd lurk around preying on young children. The kids... sorry, go on.
Sorry, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
So the police were like, hang on a minute.
Hey, what's going on here?
Let's not investigate too hard. Why? It's a 7-foot bloody creepy ghoul.
Yeah, and the kids gave him a name, a Jenny with the iron teeth. So they used to come around and they say that he would look a Jenny with the iron teeth. Yeah, they said that it was a bunch of children.
There's people still alive from that time.
Yeah. Well, it gets even more mad. So I couldn't see how many people actually did go missing, but there was enough that it became, again, a bit of a national panic. And the kids then all around started like adding to the story and kind of embellishing it. So, well, kind of embellishing the story about a vampire. But they then started like all their kids were adamant, and all their friends started telling everyone about this vampiric nonce who was hanging around. And obviously the adults didn't believe the kids, so the kids decided to deal with the monster themselves. And in true Scottish fashion, they went around threatening to cave its skull in. And by this went on for about 4 years. And by the 1954, hundreds of young kids in the area of Gorbals in Glasgow swarmed into this creepy necropolis, which is a mad name for a graveyard called the Necropolis. But there was about 100 kids, or over 100 kids, gone into this graveyard and were going around looking for the vampire themselves because they felt they weren't getting any help from the adults, and they were threatening to beat the shit out of it. But the police got called, and they couldn't move the children on, so they ended up having to call the local head teacher, who somehow had more authority than the police, and he threatened them all. Yeah, and then the crowd finally dispersed. After the story appeared in the local press, it gained worldwide coverage, and it caused like an unlikely alliance of Christians, communists, and the National Union of Teachers. They all blamed the same people. They blamed the Americans for the horror books that were coming out there at the time that were causing this mass hysteria.
So nothing to do with just blind stupidity.
No, but the Christians, communists, and the National Union of Teachers all campaigned together, and it ended up going to Parliament, resulting in the 1955 Children and Young Persons Harmful Publications Act, which still stands today. So
my God, this is excellent.
Mad vampire caused us a statutory right that we still have today. And there's been a stage play, a graphic novel, and a few failed film attempts of it. But I'd love to see the Gorbals Panic of 1954. That's my first one.
That was incredible. Well done.
Thank you, my love. So your legends and myth.
Sorry.
Have you ever heard of the Belfast statue? Oh, no. You said there are no statues.
This is rubbish. Sorry, this isn't going to work. So Cave Hill dominates the northern skyline of Belfast, which is traditionally known as Ben Madigan, meaning Madigan's Peak, after a 19th century king. In short, it's really odd.
Between
19. I swear to God, Belfast is not a lot going on there that I'd be comfortable talking about. Between 1913 and 1920s, people repeatedly reported hearing wailing voices in the woods and seeing a ghostly man-shaped figure that vanished when approached. In 1922, a walker found a skeleton, which was defo the man-shaped ghost in the trees. Sorry. The profile of the hill looks like a giant's face, known as Napoleon's nose, and is said to have inspired Gulliver's Travels.
Oh, okay. That's quite good.
There's apparently Viking treasure buried there, but there's not. There was a fairy piper dating back to the 19th century whose music led people into the dark caverns. There's loads of caves there as well.
A fairy piper? Can you still say that?
Like a Pied Piper. The Pied Piper. Yeah, really interesting. Exactly like the Pied Piper. You know that really good story that everyone knows about?
We'll just take that.
Well, they had one there as well, yeah.
Nice.
There's also an area called the Devil's Punch Bowl that gets its name from local.
This is you grasping about 3 separate straws. I don't think any of them beat the Gorbals Vampire.
No.
Why don't you just hang up your little boots?
Basically just a load of mountains.
And that was your entry for Legends and Myths. I suppose there's a lot of legendary stuff around these boring mountains, but
so there's loads. So Northern Ireland, there's loads of like cool myths and legends, but specifically Belfast.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've got to try and be specific as well to cities and towns. So yeah, good. Yeah, if that's your entry, that's fine. I won 1-0. Fuck you. Crime story.
Yes.
All right, nice.
You go first.
Okay.
What was the title for you? You never gave me the title for
the Gorbals Vampiric Panic. Oh, sorry, I just realised this dog shit. The Gorbals Vampiric Panic of 1954. Which isn't really the most like gripping title, but it would have given this. It would have given the story away. So this one here is the Sandyford murder case of 1862. No, it's absolutely not, because I researched that one and it's just too bleak. So I haven't changed the title, because my next line is: in December 2013, a man in Glasgow tried to rob a Ladbrokes bookmakers armed with a cucumber. So it's nothing to do.
You've won.
I'll just go into a few more details, but it did make me laugh, this one. So, yeah, not a murder case. A bloke tries to rob Ladbrokes. He put a cucumber inside a black sock to make it look like a gun, and he walked into the betting shop in the Shettleston area, pointed the disguised vegetable at staff while demanding a bit of cash. None of the employees believed it for a second. They all laughed and refused to hand over anything. And an off-duty officer was already there, and he jumped on him, restrained him. When the sock was pulled off, it was revealed to be just a cucumber, making the incident one of the oddest attempts of robberies on record. The man later admitted it was a dare gone horribly wrong, which no one believed, and I think is the worst excuse in history. And he ended up being given a 3 stretch for his cucumber antics. So that's the bloke.
Oh, he got 3 years.
Yeah, I know. 3 years for trying to rob with an imitation cucumber. So poor lad.
God.
Yeah, that's my crime story for Glasgow.
Beautiful. This is the Great Belfast Bank Robbery of 2004.
Oh, similar.
Yes. So it's the largest bank heist in UK history, and they
Ooh.
managed to steal 26.5 million from the Northern Bank headquarters in Donegal Square, West Belfast. Now, so how did they do it? I hear you ask. Days before the robbery, the gang took hostages of the families of the bank workers. Hang on. Wait, did they? Hang on, let's cut this bit.
All right.
No, fuck it, keep it in. So how did they do it, Frank? Days before the robbery, the gang took hostages of the families of the 2 bank employees at their home. Now, this is a great bit. How they got into the house. They knocked the door. Obviously, they were strangers. And they said, "I'm here to talk to you about Celtic football." And they knew that the workers were fans, so they let them in. Morons. So the gang basically never stepped foot in the bank. They got the workers to put money into white vans. The robbery took place in December, so it was really busy. Daylight robbery, busy streets, and in short, they got away with it. Only 2.3 million of the total has been found, and it was hidden in a compost. In a compost in County Cork, linked to a financial advisor called Ted Cunningham. Apart from that, none of the money's been recovered.
Did they go to prison? Were they caught?
Yeah, Ted. Well, he wasn't involved. He was convicted of laundering the money. But none of the rest of the money's ever been found. Are you drinking a bottle of beer?
No, just like my glass straw, my Pepsi Max.
Oh, thank God. I was going to say it's 11:30.
And I've still got dysentery. I mean, I do drink like 2 litres of Diet Pepsi every day. So that's probably not.
I'm drinking Diet Coke now. And because it's Christmas, I've got branded Diet Coke. So I'm spending a fortune on it.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. Well, there's been multiple arrests and raids, but like I said, no one has ever been convicted of the actual planning of the robbery. How amazing is that?
That is a good one.
The end.
I like that. I do question if it wasn't just the bankers themselves, the bank workers themselves saying, let's blame it on someone else. But I think that's a very good one. I think you've upped your game in terms of these entries the last 2 weeks. So who wins though? The cucumber, which didn't get any money, or the guys who got all the money?
Yeah, or the 26.5 million pounds.
I think that probably wins. I think
so it's 1-1. It's
1-1. Right, weird news. I got quite a good one for this.
Belter, go on.
So Glasgow opened the UK's first sex doll brothel, and it opened and then promptly closed. But let me get into the details here. Some absolute grim bastard / businessman who kept making these horrible, like, seedy businesses set up a business called Data Doll, and he was renting out a latex model, and then he ended up getting 5 more. with the most popular one being called Faith, which is ironic because this story made me lose fucking faith in humanity. It's that bleak. But he was charging £60 an hour for people to rent a doll, which he'd get taxied to your house, and then you have to send it back to him. And obviously, or you could come visit his brothel. Yeah, witch lips, very good. Or people could come visit his place, and they'd come in, and there'd be customers going up. And there was only a handful of customers before all the neighbours were like, "You are not fucking having a data doll brothel next to my house," and they ended up getting closed down. But for a while, the Glasgow held the only sex doll brothel in the UK.
So when was this?
Like a couple of years ago. Details escape.
And is he still in operation?
He still keeps doing the most grim. Like he has he's an OnlyFans model manager. He's just constantly doing sexy jobs, but really grimly. So, but he's still about.
And again, could you send me the details of this latex woman delivery service, please?
Yes.
Got some cash for Christmas off my parents.
Got 60 quid going spare.
Got 60 quid.
Well, that's my weird.
Incredible.
Pretty hard, isn't it?
Yeah. The
should we go?
OnlyFans managers, I don't understand what their role is in that.
No.
I've heard of that job before.
Well,
It's just, I don't get it.
I think Andrew Tate was a bit of that, and I'm pretty sure he's now been charged with extortion. So I don't recommend it as a good viable business route. But this guy just seems so seedy as well. There's a photo of him in a sheepskin Del Boy fur coat as well, which I think says all you need to know. What's your weird news?
Oh, this is brilliant. It's definitely one. So the Belfast Evening Telegraph on October 12th, 1888, received and published a letter. And this is what the letter said. Dear boss, I have arrived in your city as London is too warm for me just now. So that Belfast had better look out, for I intend to commence operations on Saturday night. I have spotted some nice fat ones who will cut up well.
Oh, God.
I am longing to begin, for I love my work. Yours, Jack the Ripper.
Oh, but he signed off Jack the Ripper.
Yeah. So, this newspaper received a letter.
Yeah.
And they printed it. Everyone shat their knickers.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
Because it was like, oh my God, he's on the loose.
Here.
However, on the same day, the police did arrest a man calling himself John Foster on suspicion of being Jack the Ripper in Belfast. Yeah. He was found carrying a bag containing a large clasp knife and 3 razors, one of which was stained with blood. He was unable to give a satisfactory account of himself when he was taken into custody. Police also found £19 in cash. I don't know why that's interesting. Along with a watch chain and a woman's necklace.
I mean, that's the interesting part, but it's so funny that when you because we wrote these notes a while ago, they kind of catch you off guard a little bit.
Yeah.
Hearing you run out of steam going, £19, what?
Why have I written that down? He was physically described as around 5 feet, 8 inches tall, fair-haired, slightly built, and poorly dressed. Foster.
That's so funny. You have a go at how he's dressed.
I know.
He
he had shit clothes on. He was wearing Slazenger. So he claimed he had arrived in Belfast on Sunday night, having previously spent time in Glasgow and Edinburgh, but refused to provide further details. He was released as police couldn't link him directly to the London murders, but many historians claim that was Jack the Ripper.
And he's the one who got
John
away.
Foster. Oh. And he's the one that got effing away.
That's
the
a lot
end.
Better than a sex doll in Glasgow, I would say. I think you got that. But just before, you know what you said then, Slazenger shoes. I never had a huge amount of cash growing up, and my mum bought me Admiral trainers. You know, Admiral, the insurance company. One year for Christmas, I got Admiral trainers, and my mate terrorized me for them forever. So
where did she buy them?
I think
Charity
they
shop?
must have been a free deal for when you sign up for Admiral. I think there must have been some sort of scheme to get you involved. Here, have these trainers. Yes, my mate used to absolutely fucking rinse me.
Well, you wore them.
Yeah. I wore them to school sports day as well.
So you would have dreamt of a Slazenger pair of trainers.
If I could, they were the higher echelons of society wore Slazengers in my mind. So, yeah, that was just a little.
I always
a
keep
little bit.
forgetting how poor you and Jack were growing up.
Well, Jack was, Jack's one is fucking mental. He
Horrible.
Yeah, we'll say that story for another day. But I got some good ones on Jack being broke. Right, famous people or interesting people.
Hang on, have I won that? I won that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
it's 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
Oh, you could claw it back.
Who my interesting person? These are always at like quick ones because we just kind of just
Yeah. It's just quick off the cuff. Click. You know,
so click. Yeah. So I got Sir Billy Connolly, also known as the Big Yin. He grew up in Glasgow and became one of the most celebrated comedians ever. His influence goes across all of America, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada, as well as the UK. In early life, he had minor brushes with the law. He was a bit of a tearaway. Glasgow's renowned for being a bit of a tearaway town. But he found solitude in stand-up, and he became the household name that he is today. So that's a quick one. Billy Connolly, who's also one of my heroes, so I like him an awful lot.
I've never... yeah, he's great.
I loved him. Only because he was the first person I saw being funny. Like, you know, when you're young, you just have
mine
like
was
kids'
Eddie
TV.
Izzard. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
because now that I wouldn't really find either of them hysterical, but it's like, oh, what? You're allowed to just be funny. That's what you can do as a job. So he kind of, he made me laugh a lot. Right, who's yours?
I've got George Best.
Okay,
he was born in Belfast, amazing footballer, and considered the first rock star footballer. So he pretty much invented, well, like wags and that, I think.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
like the superstar, rock star.
Yeah.
Well, the only other one I can think of is Paul Gascoigne.
I know. Paul Gascoigne's a bit
remember
more...
when he hung around with Raoul Moat?
Yeah, that was mad. He thought he knew Raoul Moat. Turns out he didn't. He was just on an absolute like drug-induced bender. They're both quite sad figures, but both like incredibly talented.
Well, I've got two amazing quotes from George Best. So he said, "I spent a lot of money on booze, birds, and fast cars. The rest I just squandered."
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
And he also said, "I gave up women and alcohol. It was the worst 20 minutes of my life."
All right.
Excellent.
Yeah. I think you can have that. I think Georgie B probably did more for football.
I've won.
Yeah. But then let's see if I can
2
claw
weeks
it
in a
back
row.
with my
Yes!
fun.
Woo! Cowabunga, baby!
Oh no.
Sorry.
And not a single statue mentioned. Let's just finish off with our fun fact, see if I can claim something back at the end. Glasgow, the tenement front door peephole was in Victorian times invented in Glasgow. Local architects added peepholes to tenement doors so residents could see who was outside long before spy holes were commonplace everywhere else. So you know the sort of things you have now on your door to see if the fucking tax
you can look out, but not look in.
They're not looking. Yeah, that was invented in Glasgow, which I think sums up a bit of the vibe in Glasgow. Bit suspicious of who's coming around. So that's
this kind of sums up Belfast as well, being quite bloody dull. Belfast has the shortest street in the UK, Elbow Street. It's just over 5 meters long.
I'm winning that.
Sorry.
3-2.
Yeah.
3-2.
Yeah, you can have that.
Well,
here we go then. Almost
go.
a whitewash, but not. Well,
No.
Actually, nowhere near a whitewash.
nowhere near a whitewash, nearly a draw.
Nearly a draw. Quite the opposite, sorry.
Quite the opposite. Anyway, Diolch am Grandad, thanks so much for listening again. And if you could, it would really help us out if you share this with your friends, family, drop a review, leave a comment on the episodes. All that stuff massively helps with getting people to see it. And we're still young, we're still fledgling, we're still trying to figure out how this works. But yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah, give us feedback. Let us know if that was good.
Only if it's kind.
Oh, no.
Thank you very much. All right, Diolch guys, thanks for listening.
Goodbye.